Hello guys and welcome back to Retro Netro. I'm your host, the Big Boss, and today, we are going to go through my entire collection of the Famicom disk drive system games. Now, for you people that don't know what I'm talking about, well, Nintendo made a very interesting decision back in the 1980s when cartridges were becoming too expensive to make. They decided to go floppy. I know. You mean the floppy disks we had back in the 1980s? Kind of. It was a hybrid. A hybrid of a floppy disk that was a little bit more thicker, could hold a little more data, and, well, it's write protected, unlike the ones we had back in the day. Now, they only made this because they thought this was going to be the wave of the future. Unfortunately, cartridges started to become cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And because of that, well, the Famicom disk system that was supposed to come out in the United States, that was only in Japan for 1 year, was discontinued and no longer made. So these items are what I call a rare item. It's something that was only made in a short period of time. Now, you could compare this as the Virtual Boy also. When that was only made for, I would say, maybe a year or two? And that only had, 12 to 14 games released for it in the entire lifetime it was made and released. And that was made in Japan and released in the United States. And it failed. Now, the only reason why this system failed, it wasn't because it was a flop because of what it was made of or how it was made or anything like that. It only failed because things became cheaper. Now, we've seen this throughout history in all digital formats and technology. We have wars against who can be better when it comes to DVD and Betamax, cassettes and CDs. When things start going digital, physical format goes away. Now, unfortunately, there's always going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser. And I don't consider this a loss, but I do consider this as a rare opportunity to capture something that was very innovative at its time and still gave people entertainment. So, let's go over each game. Now, I'm letting you guys know I don't know the Japanese terms for all these games or their actual English names or anything else I can give you. I'm really just showing you each game. So, if you have any questions, comments, or if you can give me some light in any of these games, I'm totally open for comments below. But please, let me know and keep me informed. So the first game I have here, before I go anything, a lot of games have hard cartridges or soft cartridges holders. The cool thing about that is because they are very fragile. Any kind of x-rays, dust, water, heat, light, just like anything, possibly ruin it and erase your data. That's why these were so versatile when it came to getting affected by anything in its environment. So hopefully these all still work. And I won't know that until I test them. So maybe on the next video or another video in the future, I'll do that. If you want me to do it, please comment below. So the first game I got right here, okay. Second game, this one had the 3D specs. Where is it on this side? Boom, boom, boom. That actually Nintendo made. Fun fact, 3D was around that time. So, crazy story. Nintendo actually had 3D way before the Oculus and the Valve and all that stuff came out. PlayStation wasn't successful. It worked really decent, but not the best. On the bottom where you see Nintendo's logo, that was a safety precaution to make sure people weren't going to pirate their games. Nintendo's logo had to fit in the perfect slots in the system, which would cause any other system made or handmade, I guess you can say, disc to not work. It was pretty smart and innovative at the time. People thought it was just a logo, but it was stopping anti-piracy. Some of these don't have full covers, more names. So just FYI, if you know what they are, please let me know. Okay. Some of these graphics are really nice and really cool looking, personally. They put in this little wrapper thing. I think it's to protect it from dust, things like that, which I do appreciate a lot. I think that's funny. I don't know what about it, but Sunsoft made some pretty funny games. Heck, I don't even know what they are. This is Doki Doki Panic. What is Doki Doki Panic? It is Super Mario Brothers, but before it was Super Mario Brothers. Now, this game was only released on the Famicom disk system and nowhere else. So, in this is a rarity in itself. It's playing a game that doesn't exist, at least not in a physical form anymore. We all know this character, Super Mario Brothers 2. And for you Nintendo lovers out there, Icarus. Like I said, I do know some of these games, but not all. So please don't get mad if I couldn't tell you the name of this. And there you go. My collection of Famicom Disk System games. I'm excited to try them out. Hopefully, they'll work. And really just have fun with it. This is something that I want to save for my future generations to play, to, just enjoy. Because every time we look at a system, and when people get older, we have cell phones, everything is going digital or download based. So physical format is becoming less and less likely being produced. And people don't understand that that's something just like movies, just like anything. Once things go digital, it's very hard to get them back if they get lost. Now, I know it could be cheaper, be faster, easier, convenience, whatever the case may be. But there's a couple things that we forget. When you try and sell it back, you're only selling what you have. So you can't just pull imaginary games out of nowhere, or digital media, or whatever that case may be. Granted, not everything holds value, so I understand. If you're buying a DVD, it's probably going to be worth 10 pennies in a couple years. So is it worth it? Probably not. But you also have to understand that sometimes movies aren't always produced or seen on every digital format. I'll give you one example. There's a movie that has come out back in the day that is no longer seen, no longer produced, and if you try and get it, either it's a pirated copy, maybe some copies that people had, and the price, super expensive. Now, this particular movie was released back in the day, and why it got taken off the market was because it had racist undertones. Intentional or not, it was part of a history of this company. That company's name is Disney. Now, I don't want to give you the name of the movie or what it is, but this was only released on VHS, barely DVD, and Laserdisc. Those formats are long gone, or at least very sparse. And because of that, that movie has not been seen by anyone in a very, very long time. It's really sad because it's a part of history. It's a part of something that someone made, and it's something that people could enjoy. Not saying they should enjoy anything that has racist undertones. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it's a piece of history, a piece of art. And for whatever it is coming out to be, we should enjoy it, embrace it, learn from it. Maybe it's something funny, maybe it's something not. But in the day, it's gone. And Disney will never bring it back. Because it would hurt their reputation. It would show their insensitivity when it comes to the matters that are happening today. And thus, they made that decision to no longer release it again and act like it never existed. I commend Disney. I understand what they had to do, and I believe that they did it for the right cause and the right reasons. And that is my opinion. And granted, I do believe that there still be something that should be shown, or at least given the opportunity to sell. And maybe, just maybe, that profit should go to the thing that they're going against with. So, maybe, if there is racist undertones for particular groups in that movie, maybe the profits they make should donate to the society which it makes fun of. I'm not saying that's the right call. I'm not saying that that's the best call. What I'm saying is that, like, let's take something that could possibly help people everywhere when it comes to, like, showing them, like, this is not okay, and maybe put a disclaimer in the front saying this is not okay, Disney not accepts this, they do not approve of this, but this is part of history, this is part of something we want to do. All purchases and donations will go to this organization. I mean, maybe that's a step closer to understanding and giving people a chance to visually, like, just enjoy things that were made. Because we have to admit, there are different movies and music that have made in the past, and granted, during that time frame may be okay, and now it's not. But we're taking art away because it's insensitive, and I understand that. But we're also taking the opportunity to learn from it, to grow from it, to understand it, and hopefully not repeat it again. But we take something away, sometimes it makes it even more powerful than it should be. And that's where I feel like where we shouldn't do things like that. Now, I'm not saying there's certain things we should completely bring back. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, like, when it comes to movies, music, video games, these are all things made to serve a goal, to entertain. And we just don't want to lose that value and that personal touch of entertaining people. These are things that we'll never get back. And in the day, we might not have the opportunity to play again, see again, hear again. So when it comes to physical format, that's why I like collecting. I know I got a little deep with you guys, but I like collecting physical format because I can go back to it anytime, any day, anywhere. And it's always going to be there for me, my children, my grandchildren, and their grandchildren. And when something is told where they're like, do you remember a time when Nintendo used to make console? And they're like, whoa, what are you talking about? It's scary to think that could be our future. Everything being virtual reality. Consoles might be the thing of a past. Cartridges, CD-ROMs, DVDs, Blu-rays. People won't even know what it is. Just think about it. It's probably only been 10, 20, 30 years. We don't use landlines anymore. I don't think half the generation knows what a landline is. Also, no one remembers a cassette if you're under the age of 20. So, remember, things are changing. Don't lose our past because the future is evolving. Accept the future, but savor the past and share it with generations to come. Well, that was my PSA announcement. I hope it wasn't too deep, too confusing, or too long. But I want to thank all of you for watching my channel, and I really do appreciate it. I really hope you like this episode, and if you want to see more, please let me know. I'll see you guys next time on Retro Netro. Bye!